Hello everyone, this is the True Texan, and here's something I like to do. It's only a 2-minute video, so this shouldn't be one of those hour-long TYT rants, because, well, unless TYT completely shits the bed here, where I have to stop like every 2 minutes to debunk what they say, they ain't doing crap.
The Republicans think that calling things...
It's not just Republicans who are against socialism. Democrats are also against socialism. In fact, it's not Republicans versus Democrats when it comes to socialism. Independents are against socialism. It's only the progressives who are pro-socialism. So it's only a part of the Democratic Party.
Socialist is going to work, and they're so cocky and confident about that.
Well, it's not about calling things socialist. It's about pointing out the flaws of socialism. It's true. We talk about socialism, and...
Oh, we're not going to have socialism in America. I think they're in for a rude awakening. It's a...
Are we? If we have socialism in America, you're going to see us all suffer.
Crap. So come closer. Come here, right? Because at some point, we're going to have a national conversation about what does socialism mean.
No, we don't. We all know what socialism means. I'm sorry, the only people that don't know are people like you who try to redefine socialism. Talk about how places like Cuba, Soviet Russia, Nazi Germany, Venezuela, and all these other places weren't true socialism, and how your socialism is different.
Actually stunning that it hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's kind of has happened. We talked about socialism for a long time, back with the Cold War. We were against socialism by then. It was like common knowledge. Socialism is evil. It's wrong. It takes away people's rights and liberties.
And I blame, of course, everyone in the media because they just keep using the word without ever defining it. Do you mean...
That's a lie. People define it in the media. They talk about what socialism is and what socialism does. In fact, the majority of the things that the companies like PragerU, Daily Wires, Louder with Crowder, Liberty Hound, the majority of the... If you go outside of the mainstream media into actual right-wing media, you know, because there's only Fox News in the mainstream media, go to actual right-wing media, well, they define it all the time. They define what socialism is and how evil and wrong it is. They go to the exact policies y'all want to enforce and talk about how that is horrible and how it will lead to ruin and how it takes away people's rights and all the negatives that comes with. So if you want to ignore, you're the ones not defining it.
Venezuela, or do you mean Norway?
This is what I mean. Socialism isn't just this huge broad term. I'm sorry, Norway isn't socialist. In fact, Norway has come out numerous times saying, we aren't socialists. Okay, stop looking at us as an example for socialism. We were a market economy, that's how we got our money. And then we went and tried some socialism, and it hurts us, and we're moving back towards market economy. Well, why stop pointing at them? They came out multiple times saying we aren't socialists. We're heading more and more towards a market economy because socialism failed.
What do you mean socialist? Right?
What do you mean? What do we mean socialist? When we mean socialist, we mean socialist. Are you not a socialist? This is socialism. There's not really a difference between socialism. Socialism doesn't really change. Doesn't matter. Democratic socialism is the same as the other socialism. Doesn't matter how it happens. It's the fact that it happens.
And so it's absolutely journalistic malpractice not to define it.
But they do define it.
But I also partly blame Bernie Sanders and some of the other folks who call themselves democratic socialists. You got to get out there and tell people what you mean.
Well, I'm pretty sure if they go out and tell them what they mean, they're going to bring up all the policies that will prove everyone's points. You remember, all of these democratic socialists, they supported Venezuela. They said lining up for bread trucks was a good thing. Bernie Sanders did. They supported these Venezuelan people. Oh, but it's not real social. That's the socialism y'all praised. All of a sudden, it's not real socialism. It's the same policies y'all want to enforce. You want to talk about the taxes of Norway? You know, Norway's top 1% tax bracket is actually lower than America. Okay, when we did tax cuts, we actually went closer to Norway. You want to look like Norway? Lower the taxes. Do what Norway's doing. Get closer to a market economy. That's what Norway's doing. You want to use them as an example for what we should do for the economy? Why not? Oh, you find it. Bring us towards a market economy and move us away from socialism. Oh, wait. But then that hurts your entire case.
So, but look, there's still plenty of time, and there's a long time between now and the election, and we're going to have that national conversation. And when people find out that what it means is you get health care and you don't have to pay premiums.
That's not what socialism means. I'm sorry, socialism isn't you get health care and you don't get to pay premiums. No, it's everyone gets extremely high taxes. Everyone, I'm sorry, not just the top 1%. Everyone gets super high taxes. You want to talk about, and then we all get covered in healthcare, but the quality is horrendous. We get bad healthcare quality. Case in point, every single socialist healthcare program ever. You throw socialism into any healthcare program and it gets worse.
And your wages go up, and you get...
Wages go up. Wages are going up without socialism. What are you talking about? Socialism doesn't mean your wages go up. Okay, if you artificially raise wages, like you claim like you want to do... First off, raising wages has nothing to do with socialism. I'm sorry, it really doesn't. But if you artificially raise wages along with all the other programs you want to do, guess what? Extreme poverty. I'm sorry, you raise wages like that, by artificially raising the minimum wage, you're going to raise all wages across the board. I'm sorry, it doesn't just affect the minimum wage. Everything gets super expensive because extreme inflation. Oh man. Okay, so judging by inflation, we're making less than... Okay, well then let's raise the minimum wage. Oh crap, inflation just went up even higher. You can never match into inflation rates with minimum wage. I'm sorry. And then you raise that, well guess what? Less people will have jobs. This is simple math. You raise the cost it is to hire one person, it is less likely that they will hire a second person. Simple math. And then oh no, this isn't something... This isn't some wild argument either. This is just facts. Every economist agrees with that. You raise the minimum wage, less people get jobs. Employment goes up. Oh, and also, the prices. And so the poor just have it even worse. I'm sorry, but in the market economy, no, they aren't making according to inflation. Oh my god, it's such a horrible thing. But guess what? They're much, much better off. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, let's continue.
Maternity care. They're gonna be like, well, that's socialism. And by the way, the cop.
Socialism. You're leaving out so much when it comes to socialism, like the wealth distribution and how everyone is supposed to be equal, and the rations so that people can have equal, well, food, and yeah, socialism about everyone getting equal, like it's supposed to be equal outcome. And I'm sorry, that ain't equality. That's socialism, equal outcome. And I'm sorry, when you try to give everyone equal outcome, the quality overall gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
The fire department and the military are all part of socialism.
Don't you hate the military, and the cops? Don't you attack them all the time? And well, the cops and the fire departments is what people on the right and people like me try to say all the time. Local community socialism on major scales on certain things don't work, but local community type socialism on smaller things, on things not about food or the economy but like protection, yeah, I'm sorry. Socialism when it comes to the military and protection versus socialism for whatever you want to talk about. Socialism just doesn't work. Socialism with cops, socialism with firefighters, that's not socialism, those are social programs, but it's not socialism. Alright. You can talk about social programs like Social Security that's failing, which is an actual socialist program with wealth distribution. That's failing. The cops are always without money. They're always struggling. The fire department is mostly volunteer work. I'm sorry, are you going to have people just voluntarily giving up food? You're going to have doctor. You want a volunteer doctor? And then the military and volunteer work. They voluntarily do that stuff. They enlist, they sign up. Okay, they go, I want to do this. Would you rather have a volunteer doctor doing doing surgery on your heart, or a doctor who is extremely qualified and is well paid and is highly recommended? A volunteer firefighter, putting water on a fire or shooting people with a gun is not the same as heart surgery or brain surgery or any other surgery. They're kind of a bit different. And then, volunteer work. They have to volunteer to do it. Cops are paid very little. And you get the corrupt cops. You do get some corrupt cops out there. But majority of them just do it out of the kindness of their heart. And they mess up a lot. Y'all hate the cops. Why do you go and point to the cops as an example of great socialism, but then you hate them? Why?
The government runs those programs. That's what socialism is. So it's in reality.
No, socialism, yeah, it's somewhat government-run programs, but it's supposed to be with the community. Like the firefighters, the firefighters aren't really extremely government-run. They're kind of community-ran. The police is kind of ran within the city. It's not the entire government. It's So the federal government, I'm sorry, the federal government doesn't do the police departments. That's the city. The fire department isn't run by the federal government. That's the city. That's, the community where they control it. The people within their city know what they need. So, of course, it's going to work. And then national defense versus, giving everyone money.
Or it's a mixed economy. We have one.
Oh, yes, it is in a mixed economy. In the mixed economy, it's part of the major problem and why, you get socialism out of the mixed economy and it becomes more of a market economy, we would be so much better off. So why don't we follow Norway's lead? You want to point to Norway? Norway's going more and more towards a market economy, so why don't we follow their lead? You point to them as a high example. Follow their lead. Go towards a market economy. Don't point to them and lie.
Norway has one, etc., right?
Yeah, Norway has a mixed economy, and they're moving more towards a market economy because the mixed economy and heading towards socialism has failed and made things worse. It's mixed right now because they're moving towards a market economy. They haven't gone fully back to a market economy, but they're moving towards it.
But when you have that conversation, people are going to go, that sounds pretty good.
When you lie like that, yeah, people are going to go, that sounds pretty good. When you tell the truth about what socialism actually is, people are going to go, wow, that sounds pretty horrible. Right? Sit down and have the conversation, and it will hurt you, okay? Because people will sit down, and people are having the conversation about what socialism is, and it's hurting you. What you want is people to sit down and lie about what socialism is.
Right. So, Mitch McConnell, come and see. Like what you see? Click this.
No, I don't like what you see.